Welcome to Azerbaijan, the land of fire. From the ancient streets of Baku's old city to the futuristic skyline of the Flame Towers, this country beautifully blends history and modernity. Known as the land of fire because of its natural burning landscapes like Yanar Dag and the fiery cultural heritage, Azerbaijan is also home to mud volcanoes, lush green vineyards and the mesmerizing Caspian Sea coastline. Now that you have decided to visit the land of fire, let me help you plan it. Now this is a two-part video, and in this video we will talk about visa, travel insurance, flights, hotels, Airbnbs, currency exchange, taxi apps, SIM cards and everything you need to know about visiting Baku and a rough itinerary. The second video will have all the places that you must visit, a complete cost breakdown and the food you must try in Azerbaijan. Now, before you visit the country, let's talk about the visa.
Now we got our Azerbaijan visa from evisa.gov.az, and once you enter the visa website, just go on the application, fill out the details like your nationality and your passport number of entry will be your single entry, add the verification code and then you press continue. Now when you're adding the next details, your purpose of visit should be tourism, and by default you get visa for 3 months. Now if you're traveling on the 19th, just an example, start your visa from the 17th or the 18th just in case, but this is a single entry so you only get to go once. Now the cost of visa is $25 and you accept the terms and conditions. They'll have some quick notices and then you start adding all your details like your surname, your name, date of birth, country, place of birth, your email address, phone numbers, your passport number, a copy of your passport, although all the details you see on your screen right now are fake. This is just an example. So after all that's done, you just complete the application and then you have to make the payment and you'll get the visa in 3 days time. Now just an FYI, your address of accommodation in Azerbaijan will be the hotel or the Airbnb that you choose. Now we got our visa actually in less than a day, so it's pretty simple and quick.
Now let's talk about your flights. From India, there are only 2 direct flights to Azerbaijan. One is from Delhi and the other one is from Mumbai. Now Indigo only operates from Delhi and it costs about 16,000 rupees for one-way flight. And the other direct flight is from Mumbai, which is operated by the Azerbaijan Airlines, and it costs about 20,000 rupees one way. Of course, there are one-stop flights from all over India, but they cost somewhere around 20,000 to 30,000, depends from where you're flying. Now, let's talk about travel insurance. Travel insurance is your safety net for the unexpected hiccups. It covers medical emergencies, trip cancellation, lost baggage and more, offering peace of mind on your journey. Now, I've been to a lot of countries and a lot of them expect you to have a travel insurance just in case anything goes wrong. During our travels to Azerbaijan, we opted for Tata AIG and it cost around 500 rupees. Now, let's talk about currency exchange. Now, obviously you can carry your forex cards, but obviously there's a lot of charges that come with it. But what we did was we carried US dollars. Now having US dollars definitely helped because you get a better rate compared to any other currency. Now when we reached the airport, we only exchanged $100 because we were not sure about the currency exchange that we'll get at the airport versus the city. We all know that the currency exchange at airport can get quite expensive. That's why we just did $100 for our taxi and some food that we might need for the following morning. Now here's a pro tip. When getting your currency exchange in the city, don't do it at sketchy places. Always exchange at banks. There are a lot of banks all around Baku city and you'll get a good, decent price. In fact, at Nizami Street, there are currency exchange almost everywhere. Now, let's talk about SIM cards. Now, when we got to the airport, we decided to get at least one SIM card at the airport, so at least we can get a taxi app installed. Now, we decided to go with Azerbaijan because before we left, we did a little research and we saw that Azerbaijan has good coverage and it's quite a reliable service. We paid around 40 manat, which is around 2000 Indian rupees or 23 US dollars, and we got around 30 GB of internet, and for the 4 days that we were there in Azerbaijan, it was more than enough. Next, the taxi services. Bolt app is something that you should get because while traveling in Azerbaijan, Bolt app was really helpful. We got taxis right away, the wait time was not too long, and it definitely helps you avoid a scam. Now, when we came out of the airport, there was a gentleman waiting for us. He kind of suspected that we got ourselves a Bolt app, so he told us, oh yeah, I'm your Bolt driver, and he tried to cancel our ride from the app and pay directly cash to him, but not the price that was on the Bolt. He wanted us to pay more, but turns out he was not our Bolt driver, and our Bolt driver was waiting and was trying to call us. And another reason to opt for Bolt is their prices are quite well. Now at night we got a Bolt app from the airport to Baku old city, that's where our Airbnb was, and it costs around 12 manat, which is around 600 rupees, and it's less than $10, which was quite a great deal. And even traveling inside Baku, we felt Bolt app was pretty reliable and a cheap way of traveling. Hotels and Airbnbs. Now, hotels and Airbnbs are a bit expensive if you stay close to the Baku Boulevard or the old city. Now, we got ourselves an Airbnb which was close to Baku old city, and it cost around 14,000 rupees for 4 nights, and the room was amazing. Let me show you.
It's a beautiful Airbnb. That's your favorite content creator to travel the world right there. Alright, check our bedroom. Oh, very nice. Spacious.
I'll also leave a link of this Airbnb in the description, so definitely check this out. Now let's talk about tours and places to visit. Now obviously, because we had only 4 days here in Baku, we didn't want to take a taxi or go by ourselves to a lot of these places because a lot of these places are quite far from each other and doing taxis would be quite hectic. So we decided to do offline tours. You can also get online tours. There are websites like Viator, TripAdvisor. There are a lot of online tours. And when we went to Nizami Street, we found ourselves a Baku Heritage Tours, and we got 2 tours from them. One for Shahdag Mountains, but it included Candy Cane Mountains, Finger Mountains and Shahdag, and that costs around 85 manat per person. And for Yanardagh, which is the Fire Temple, Fire Mountain and the other places, mud volcanoes, that was around 50 manat per person. Plus, when you get to the place, there are additional cost of entering those places. So this taxi service or this tour services is like we go in a minibus and they take us from point A to point B, and there are a couple of places that you have to pay for yourself. Now, all these details of all the tours that we did will be in a part 2 video. Now, in the part 2 of the video, I'll go through every place we visited and how much we had to pay over the cost of tour. Now, the tour cost 50 manat per person, but we had to pay extra to enter Gobustan and the mud volcanoes or so I'll write down everything, but that's in the second video. And obviously with all these tours you get a guide, so it always helps when there is a local person showing you around, telling you about these places, and it definitely helps. Next, how many days do you need in Baku? Now, because we had a limited time, we divided our vacation in 2 parts. 4 days in Azerbaijan and 5 days in Georgia. So we had only 4 days, and the first day was Kanika's birthday, so didn't want to do too much. So the first day we just walked around Nizami Street and some places. We had a good dinner. Second day we went to Bibi Hebat, Mud Volcanoes, Fire Temple, Fire Mountain. The third day we went to Shahda, Candy Cane. And the fourth day we did Baku on foot by ourselves. We visited a lot of places. And that was it, and it was enough, to be honest. Of course, if I had the opportunity to spend more days, I would definitely do that. I would go to Sheki or Gabala. But again, in the next video, I'll also recommend other places that you can visit, the places that we did. So definitely subscribe to my channel and hit on that notify button, because then you'll know when I upload the next video. And that was it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know it's not a lot of information, but I didn't want to add the cost breakdown and the places to visit in the same video, because that would make the video really long. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel, and share it with your travel buddy with whom you would like to visit Azerbaijan. And I'll see you in my next video.